Zoras, nerdcube, firexed, Ranior. This is the Fire 2 Open, Group A.
Hello and welcome to the Fire 2 Open. My name is Chris Bizzle and with me is Andrew Martin.
Hey guys.
So this is the first of the 4 groups of the Fire 2 Open. It's going to be a round of 16, and then the top player is going to advance to the finals. How that's going to work is that we will have a point system for the 2 games we were playing. We're playing 2 games live today. We'll have a point system. First place will get 6, second place will get 3, third place will get 1, and fourth place will get 0. In the event of a tie, we have a tiebreaker system. But it's basically who gets the most points gets to go on to the finals. Do you have any predictions so far as to who you think is going to get out?
Just for this group or for all the groups?
For this group only. Let's start slow.
This group is I don't even think you can predict this. This is some top level stuff, and a coin flip could determine who moves on.
Yeah, we have an incredible lineup in our first group. These are some of the best players in the world. And actually, let's go ahead and show you how they are. So, in their match history, this is all time on Board Game Arena. nerdcube absolutely dominates this field. With the exception of Ranior, he is 2-1 versus him. It was 1-1 until 2 days ago, whenever you played in a game with him, correct?
Yeah.
He was very close to 50-50 with him, and then he just lost one.
Nerdcube squeaked that one out. He played a really good game.
Yep. And then we did a player poll before the group stages, and this is a group to be feared. And this is a group that is not a walkover at all, right? Zoras has the highest fear factor of any player in the tournament, right? That's a player saying they don't want to play them, and they're glad they're not playing them if they aren't. And then what's interesting is that Ranior is actually one who is feared by Zoras, and that's for his dynamic play. When you look at that, and I'll show you why that is right now. So, of all these particular best factions, right? We took those by going into BGA, their last 50 games, and saw what their placement is and what their scores were with these. And of these, you'll see a lot of similarities between the players, right? So Zoras and firexed both want witches, or both are really good with witches. nerdcube and firexed both good with swarmlings and chaos magicians, right? But Ranior, completely out of anybody else, right? Alchemist, mermaids, fakirs. I know you have a difference of opinion on his abilities with fakirs, correct?
Oh no, I think he's very good with fakirs. I believe that isn't his strongest faction. He's very good with. I mean, all these guys are very good with every faction. All these guys know how to play every single faction. I just know Ranier's playstyle tends to mean big econ, and you just like build all your structures basically. And fakirs, I mean, they can do that, but they're more of a point scoring faction.
Perfect. So let's go ahead and tell the players they can go ahead and start, and then let me know when they're starting,
All right.
And we can get into this game because I'm extremely excited for this game.
All right, I'll let them know they can start.
Perfect. Let's see what happens. I wrote a prediction thread, and I wrote a big write-up of everything, and I said that nerdcube and Ranior were going to come out on even, and then nerdcube's going to come out in the tiebreaker. So let's see if that actually does happen. Now, let's see. If Ranior doesn't get out, right? Because I know that's kind of like who you're dark horsing in, right? But what do you think that Zoras has figured out the cube yet? Because for those of you who don't know, Zoras on his stream about last week said that he doesn't know how to beat nerdcube at all, right? That's just how this is. And how it's been for a very long time. Do you think he studied him at all leading up to this tournament?
I'm sure he's studied him a little bit. I mean, he's played multiple games on stream against him, and even if he hasn't studied him, Zoras is such a good player that he can win this game. He can beat nerdcube even without preparation. All these guys can win this.
Okay.
They're all just such good players.
They are all seriously good players. We actually ended up doing a fantasy draft earlier today, and I would say firexed is probably in the top, let's say 6 or 7 in the players in the tournament. Would you agree with that?
Yes. As you can see, all these players are expert rated. They are all like Ranior's rating for Elo is a decent bit lower than everybody else's, but he definitely plays better. He tends to play against higher level players, and that's just not how you rank up Elo. You have a much easier time ranking up Elo against lower rated players where you just get easier wins. Yeah.
All right. So I think we are in the game. Let's go ahead and get it started with our bid system. And it seems that firexed is going to be first in picking a faction. What are you thinking as far as the factions are going to go? How are you feeling about these? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I can point out things I see in the setup. I see 3 passing bonuses: Stronghold, Sanctuary, Trading House, and Dwellings. So that's a decent amount of scoring in the bonuses. The track offers a good bit of scoring as well, not like infinite, but there's no back-to-back scoring of the same thing. There's no Stronghold, Sanctuary in the last 2 rounds. So this isn't like you can score a ton with Big Econ, but you can definitely score a good bit. This is definitely not a game where you're forced into Earth 1 at all. But I mean, Earth 1 as always is good. There's plenty of coins on pass tiles, making Fire 1 not as good as it would be whether with just like the dig with 2 coins on it and the dwellings with 2 coins on it.
Okay. And nerdcube has left the game. So this will be an interesting start to his experience in this tournament. So let's see.
All right, first faction is Swarmlings.
Okay, not a bad first faction. It's kind of, you know what? It's honestly kind of expected. Like, it's one of his best factions.
It's also a fairly good track for Swarmlings. You have Stronghold, Sanctuary, and Trading House bonuses, which are imperative to Swarmlings games. You have Dwellings in the last round. In my opinion, this leads to good Swarmlings games because you can often have 5 dwellings on your board entering the last round and just build them all. You can play very high expansive games with them, and this is probably one of those games. Obviously, we don't see the other factions yet, so we don't actually know what play style the Swarmlings should be playing yet, but from the looks of it, I feel like Swarmlings should be playing expansive by the setup.
Okay, so when you say expansive Swarmlings, what do you mean versus what other type of Swarmlings?
So you can play tall Swarmlings, and tall is you build very few structures. You just build up your structures. You'd get water 1 early, you'd get air 1 early. Swarmlings are really good at playing tall because their trading houses are free once they get their stronghold in round 1. And they'll just bounce back and forth between Stronghold, Sanctuary, and Trading House bonuses, score 4 to 8 points off those every round if possible. And to complement that, you would probably play a fairly culty game.
Okay.
Now, cults in this game, we can notice that all cults, there's no double cults. There's Earth cult, then Water cult, then Fire cult, then Air cult, which means cult games aren't going to be as good because you either have to diversify your resources, like you have to diversify where you spend your priests and to go up different tracks to get the resources from them, or you can stay on the same like 2 or so tracks so that you get you guarantee yourself first place in those tracks.
Okay. Okay. So, and then we're looking at uh, we're looking at these passing tiles, right? So we're looking at what's going to happen with these passing tiles. So obviously the fourth player is going to get either Spade or Priest or Stronghold Sanctuary passing tile. But those are all very, very good, especially for this round. You're going to get coins, so many coins out of that. And it seems
for sure. First seat, and even first seat's in a fine position where, I mean, 4 coins in a cult, a fairly good pass tile. Worst case scenario, you put that cult to Earth, and it's basically a 5 cult bonus tile. So, I mean, there's no bad bonuses, but yeah, there are definitely 3 that in round 1 are above the rest.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we have a Swarmlings, a Darklings, an Engineers, and we're waiting on our last one from Zoras, it seems. Very interesting that Ranior decided to put Darklings in. Do you have any idea why he would do that?
He's a very good Darklings player. I've seen some of his games on Snellman and in live play. He plays a very good Darklings game.
Okay, got it. I mean, like everybody else in Terra Mystica that's above a 500 rating on BGA, you got to be able to play Darklings. So
I mean, Darklings are definitely one of the simplest factions, but there are a lot of small things that will make you from good with Darklings to great with Darklings.
Such as?
I mean, Sanctuary round 2 is the main thing. So you can see Temple is in round 2 this game. I want to see if the Darklings player goes Temple round 2 or Sanctuary round 2, because stats show that when you go Temple round 2 as Darklings are just an average faction.
Okay.
But when you go Sanctuary, that is when they become a really good faction. Because when we look at their board, both of them cost 4 workers to upgrade a dwelling into a temple or a temple to a sanctuary. Going to a temple, dwelling to temple is 8 coins. A temple to a sanctuary is 10 coins. So you're going to say like, hey, why is going to a temple or going to a sanctuary better than going to a temple?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer to that is because you have a worker income that you wouldn't be getting if you went temple.
Okay.
So basically, you're trading 2 coins when you go sanctuary rather than temple for a worker income, and that is really good for your economy. Your economy in this game is built off of workers. You're limiting I mean, you can't do anything without workers. Building trading houses really just diversifies your economy, giving you coins to complement your workers. Another thing here is Stronghold Sanctuary bonuses in the game. So if you get Stronghold Sanctuary bonus in rounds 2 or 3 and decide to go Temple, so you gain 4 points by going Temple, but you lost 4 points due to your Stronghold Sanctuary bonus. So at that point, like, isn't Sanctuary just better, since Sanctuary is a better thing than Temple, and you're not even losing 4 points for going Sanctuary anymore?
Oh, and we have a Nomad pick in the 4th seat. Very, very interesting. So
I know Zoras is really good with Nomads. I don't think I've seen a better Nomads player than Zoras.
That is, I mean, we basically have Mend without mermaids.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, MEND is a common acronym in Terra Mystica, which is Mermaids, Engineers, Nomads, Darklings. It's a very common setup when you're playing with the standard setup of you all get 20 points. It's just how the things naturally go. And there's a few reasons for that. First is that black and blue don't generally fight each other. One is going to start in the west of the map. Blues are generally going to start in the west of the map, and Darklings are going to start in the east of the map, east and center, right? Or east and north. And then Nomads pair very well with the blue faction, and then Gray pairs very well with the black faction. So that is Mend. And we have Mend, just without mermaids, which is the other side of blue. We have Swarmlings. So,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So I'd say the big difference from this to Mend is Swarmlings will not be starting. What is that? E4. So they will probably be starting D2 if we're talking about the lettering of like Snellman and how they letter the hexes.
Okay.
Um,
How would you go into that? How would you explain that to somebody who doesn't generally play that?
So it's the columns, or sorry, the rows are lettered. So the top row is A, the second row is B, the third row is C, so on and so forth. And then you count the hex is numbered by like the leftmost. So the leftmost hex in that row is 1, and the one to the right of that is 2. And you skip any water hexes. So if we look at the row B, that yellow hex, or it's the second down, so A, B, and then the yellow hex is 1. You skip the water hexes, the brown hex is 2, the black hex is 3, the yellow hex is 4, so on. And so if the Swarmlings start D2, that makes the typical Darkling C1 a little different. So you usually will take if you start C1, you'll take the water hex, you will take the blue hex, you'll take the brown hex, and then you'll have the black hex for a town. Well, now Swarmlings start there, you can't do that anymore. So an alternate spot, I mean, so you can still go there for sure. I mean, you're going to get tons of leech. And a big thing about that is engineers will be left out of the leech. Engineers love leech so much. That's their strength, because if you feed them, I mean, the way their board is laid out, their buildings are cheaper, so the leech will the same amount of leech for a different faction won't give that faction as much because you're getting the same amount of resources, but those resources aren't as effective as the engineers because their buildings are cheaper.
Okay.
So Darkling starting C1, you'll get a bunch of leech, but an alternative spot for them in this game would be E5. And because they are before nomads in player order, they can snag E6 with their first move of the game. And they're still safe on getting Earth 1 because Swarmlings, they're forced to open Stronghold. So they can still safely get a temple for Earth 1 if they really want it.
Mm-hmm.
And typically, Darklings do. They're going to get a second favor in round 2. They are going to, if they want an economy favor, they can get the economy favor in round 2.
Okay. So we see that Darklings and engineers are getting bid down the most, right? How are you feeling about these bids so far?
So there's one interesting factor in this bidding, and that is the Darklings player. The Darklings player is going to kind of dictate what faction should have been bid on the most. So in this matchup, when Darklings go double east, engineers are the best faction in this matchup. Because what happens is the Darklings, as I was saying earlier, engineers love leech so much because it's just more effective with them. When Darklings start double east, they're forced to feed the engineers leech. Now, if Darklings start in the center, E5 or C1 instead, then engineers aren't being fed as much leech. They aren't being fed leech early. Nobody's really going to give them leech early, and that makes the Darklings a better faction. But if Darklings start double east, the engineers are typically a better faction.
So yeah, if you say double east, right, what generally happens is that Darklings are going to start here, and then engineers will be starting here. And engineers will be feeding Darklings, but Darklings will also be feeding engineers throughout that, and both of them end up profiting off of this. So let's see. So we've got Darklings being bid down again, and then engineers being bid down even more. Okay, so I want to see, or I want to discuss what faction will stay at 30, because how this bid system works is that the bid system, each player will bid down, will choose a faction and choose to lower the points if they want to until all the factions are taken, which means at some point one of these factions will stay at 30 points. Sometimes it happens that all of them will stay at 30 points. Very rare, but it did happen in a tournament game recently. So which do you think is going to be the one that stays at 30?
I'm really not sure. These two factions, Nomads and Swarmlings, are very good. They will be playing very, or they're sorry, not that they're very good, but they're fairly competent to each other. Um, I will say one thing going for Swarmlings is, so I was talking about playing a tall Swarmlings compared to
Expansive.
an expansive Swarmlings.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I look at these other factions, Nomads, they generally can get down to 2 structures left on their board. They can get 15 structures on the map. Engineers also can almost always get 15 structures on the board. So I mean, if you're playing against factions that can go against that can build 15 structures, how much do you actually want to be fighting for network points? And the answer to that is very little. Swarmlings can definitely play a 15 structure game. The way if they build a stronghold round 1, they get 5 free or 6 free trading houses. And assuming they can build all their dwellings, they will end up with just 2 temples left on the board, which is 15 structures. But it's a lot less certain than just playing tall, playing with cults. There's no culty faction in this game. So I don't see a reason Swarmlings don't play high cult, tall, 2 towns, maybe 3. Don't worry about the connection. So that might actually lead me to believe that Swarmlings are slightly better than Nomads here.
Okay. So we're still in the process of bidding down Engineers and Darklings. People are still trying to get away with 1-point bids, and it'll eventually stop. Eventually, we will get to a point to where somebody goes to another place. But for right now, we're here.
Yeah. A few notable things here is that opening leech, opening leech will really depend on Darkling's positioning again. I mean, if they start C1, Swarmlings, Darklings, and Nomads will all get a lot of leech, and Engineers will get very little. If Darklings start E5, there's not going to be much leech in round 1. As in, there's not going to be a big power party. Like 3 structures aren't going to be right next to each other, and they're all going to be feeding each other. And one thing I haven't talked about is the variability of Swarmlings. The more Swarmlings have been getting played on BGA, the more you see them start in the east. They start to below the gray hex and to the right of the black hex on the east.
Okay.
And this can cause problems for Darklings. I usually don't think double east is good for Darklings anyways, but with Swarmlings in the game, I think that double east is even worse.
See, that's an interesting thought, because I just recently was in the MSO tournament, and I had someone starting. I had started double east, right? And I ended up just blocking off the Swarmlings player immediately, right?
So this is where being in turn order matters. So Swarmlings player before Darklings are able to do that, right? Because Swarmlings go before Darklings, they can hop on that hex before Darklings can.
Okay, so they would take a 3 power bonus tile and then double shovel that hex.
Yes, but the problem here is there's no 3 power bonus tile. So if you want to start east, you're either, are Darklings actually starting double east this game? I doubt it. They could start northeast, and Swarmlings don't even have to first action dig that. And Swarmlings also get to see where everybody else placed before they place. I mean, for the most part, it's pretty intuitive where they're going to be placing through the meta of this game. But the Swarmlings are going to be the ones that are going to be able to spice it up if they want to.
Okay. Okay, so right now we are still sitting at Darklings Engineers with Ranior on Darklings and Zoras on Engineers. I think now we're getting to that point where people are starting to question whether or not they want to keep going. We see bids starting to slow down a little bit. People starting to really think about, is this really what I want to do? Is it time? Because there's always that time in bidding where it's just, you want to bid it down to where they're not too good, but you do it too much and somebody says, I'll just take them for 30, right? And that happens so often in games where it's just, oh, I wanted to lower it down one more, and then I would have taken the 30-point faction. Not here, though, because engineers are bid down another 2 points.
And if you're watching the actual game, you'll see in the chat log that Zoras immediately, right after nerdcube, bid down engineers. He immediately bid down engineers. He didn't even have to think about it. So that tells me that Zoras thinks that engineers are worth at least, like, I would say he thinks they're at least 5 points better than where they're at right now.
Yep, that makes sense.
Because he didn't even have to think about it, yeah.
Now, what I'm wondering is if he's gotten into his head and said, I'm playing this faction no matter how low they go, right? I've done that many a time in my games, and I've said, this is the faction I'm playing, like, until about 10, and then after 10, maybe we'll think about it. But...
So I know for me, the way I kind of do it is I set guidelines up at the start of the bidding and say, like, hey, this faction's worth X amount of points, and this faction's worth X amount of points. So I bid very quickly. So people don't actually know when I'm thinking, like, hey, I might switch over, because I don't often think about doing it before I bid. I tend to think, in the middle of the bidding where people are actually slowing down, and I already know what I think all the factions should go for. And I think, I know exactly when I'm hopping over. I'll be like, hey, if this faction gets bid down 2 more times, I'm immediately hopping over, and nobody will be able to pick that up.
Okay, so you think this may be that sort of strategy where he knows what he's bidding down already, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right, and it is nomads who get the 30 bid. So we're just waiting on swarmlings to get picked, and then we're done. We can start the game. But I think nomads are going to get bid down just a little bit, and we're going to see what happens. Right now, it is nerdcube to pick. So we'll see if nerdcube wants to take swarmlings or not, or if he wants to bid down another faction a little bit.
I think your statistics had said that Swarmlings was pretty, or Nerdcube was pretty good at Swarmlings, right?
Yeah. Oh, my statistics said he is the best at Swarmlings. So I would say that he just goes on a Swarmlings and says thank you, and then just waves on to a victory. But he does not say that. He goes and bids down engineers just a little bit more. I wonder if he's trying to bait Zoras into bidding them down a little more. And Zoras does. Zoras bids him down just a little bit more.
I said earlier that Zoras is the best Nomads player I'd ever seen. The same goes for engineers. I used to be garbage with engineers. They're actually quite a tricky faction until you understand how to play them. And Zoras basically explained everything to me and how to play them, and then I was like, hey, engineers aren't that hard after all.
Oh, engineers aren't that hard. They're tricky, but they.
I had a long learning curve.
That's fair. Bad. They're especially difficult for, I'd say, a mid-range player, and a mid-range player is somebody who says, I've learned that economy favors aren't the end-all be-all because I've learned how to manage my economy, but now I want points. So you go for all the points favors. So we're talking Earth 1, we're talking Water 1, right? And with very few exceptions, you can't really do that with engineers. You can't make that your only 2 favors.
Yeah, you almost need Earth 2 with engineers. The way your player board is, you don't get a worker for having no dwellings on the board. You don't get a worker for your 3rd dwelling or your 6th dwelling, so you're very worker tight. So Earth 2 is the pick almost every single game. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've seen so much in the BGA games that I watch is Earth 2 being the standard opening tile. Unless you know you're making another temple and you're gonna try to fight for Earth 1 as well.
Agreed. You can So the thing about going for Earth 2 and just being like, hey, I don't need Earth 1 is you can take that double dig. And look what round 1 is. It's double dig. So you could open double dig with a temple with Earth 2, and then into round 2 build another temple for Earth 1 if it's still there. If not, you can go water 1. That's typically the play there. With water 1, you're then able to put down a bunch of trading houses in round 3. The other thought is typically to make up for that lack of scoring from Earth 1, you'll build your stronghold. So usually your stronghold isn't great. You're spending 6 workers for those 3 bridges, or if you can save a power and do a 3 power to a bridge compared to the 4 power for 2 workers, you can do that as well. But that's usually how you make up for your lack of scoring from favors without having Earth 1.
Okay. And Nomads have been bid down just a little bit. We're at 29 on Nomads. We are 30 minutes into the broadcast, and we have almost gotten the game started. This is the eternal struggle with the bid system, is that it's great, and it helps a lot, but it also slows down the game just a teeny bit. But eventually, we'll get in this action. It'll be fantastic. Okay, and we're bidding down a little bit more. Nomads have gone down to 28, and at this point, it seems like nerdcube is the person who is doing the bidding down, right? Everybody else is set, and he just pinging back and forth. So he pinged Zoras to see, hey, can I get engineers from you? Okay, no, that's fine. All right, can I get darklings from you, Ranior? No, okay. What about you, firexed? No, you can't have that either, right? So now he's just, what is he gonna do? Is he just going to Nomads now that he's docked everyone down a few points? Not going down to Nomads, going to Swarmlings.
Anyway, I still think Ranior has a good deal here.
I think it's a very good deal. 18 darklings for 18, very good. And darklings at 3rd for 18, so I'm gonna guess they're gonna get the priest. If I had to make a guess as to what they're getting,
yeah,
it is.
So it definitely depends on the Nomads player here. The Nomads, if they wanted to open Stronghold, they probably take the 2 worker bonus. But I mean, the spade's still really good. If you take the spade bonus, you can take the Act 3, the 2 worker power action, and get Stronghold 2 dwellings in round 1. That's probably better opening than the 4 points from Stronghold's Sanctuary bonus.
I'll state this much, right? At the very least, like, darklings are getting the faction they want, right? So darklings are getting the bonus tile they want. They're gonna get either a dig or a priest, which is a dig, or they're gonna get 2 workers and then take a priest from the pool, or from the power tile. Power action. My apologies. Power action. So either way, darklings are getting a great deal from the start, even at 2nd seat, which is normally where you see a little bit of a drop off from bonus tiles.
Yeah, there tend to be 4 better bonus tiles. 4 better bonus tiles in round 1, and they are the priest, the 2 workers, the dig, and the worker and 3 power. First seat really wants all 4 of those to be in the game generally. The other one that's pretty big is temp shipping. That can often get taken over those depending on the situation. I wouldn't think anyone in this game would take temp shipping, or any faction in this game would take temp shipping. But if you're looking at mermaids, or you're looking at witches, or even Arn can open Dwelling Rush, temp ship could be better than one of those 3.
Okay, so we are nerdcube still pinging around, still pinging back and forth. Eventually, he'll get someone to bite, but as of right now, he's just bidding down everyone just a little bit, which is why I think part of the reason why he is so good at this game is he knows what to bid down, and he knows when to take things down, and when to stop, when to cut his losses. Not cut his losses, just cut and run and go grab another one, or let somebody else take it and get a good deal on another faction.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Swarmlands get taken here in the next 2 or 3 bids.
Okay. So, yep. And firexed is still thinking he's going Nomads. He is set on Nomads. I think everyone is just kind of set on what they're doing. I think everyone at this point has kind of gotten that in their mind that, okay, I know what they're already thinking about their game plan, and I do this too when I'm playing, right? I say, all right, I've got my game plan. I know what I'm doing with this faction. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to double shovel, and then I'm gonna build, and then I think I'm gonna still get Earth 1, or I can get Earth 2, yada yada yada, right? They're already like the wheels already turning for this faction.
Yeah,
so
and the best players, they will come up with an opening for every single faction and predict what they think every single faction is going to do, and they will determine what they think, what faction's best because of that. And they will always they'll have a backup plan for like, hey, if I don't get the faction that I thought was best here, I still know what I'm going to do here, and I know what my game plan is.
And I think that's what separates those players from me. Because by this point, I'm sitting here and I'm saying, all right, I know what I'm doing. You want to bid me down a little bit? All right, that's fine. That's fine. I'll beat you with 2 less points. I've had 10 minutes to figure out my plan. You're just winging it. You're winging it at this point. So yeah, we see Darklings are going down just a little bit more. Oh, Ranier's commenting about this bidding system and about how we're already talking about it. Oh, Lord. Please.
Oh, man, he's got us on the ropes there.
Oh, man, doesn't he? Oh, will he end our suffering? Will he end it? I don't know, but I think he can. You know what? We're gonna next game. We're just gonna start whenever they're done bidding. We'll be like, all right, you guys can start bidding, and then we'll come back from break whenever you're done. There's no break for you. Oh, I think there are some interesting things with this bid, though. I think the Nomads player has some nice openings, has kind of their play of the field, right, when it comes to what favorite tile they want, because Swarmlings aren't going to take the favorite tile they want. I think every faction has their plus, or has their benefits from this bid, right?
And nerdcube took Swarmlings.
And nerdcube took Swarmlings, and we're in. We are.
Look at this. We made it.
In the game. And now we move on. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, so we have a West start from Swarmlings.
Yep. That's where they will start almost every game.
Yep.
It's a really good spot.
What do you think about the West and the South start? The West and South.
Southwest?
Yeah, West and Southwest.
I mean, that's plenty viable here. I guess we really have to wait to see where everybody starts. If Darklings start, I mean, it really depends on their game plan, right? So if Swarmlings plan to get connection and Darklings start C1 here, then they have to start southwest, like that. When Darklings start there, they have to start southwest if they plan on getting connection points. Now, on the flip side of that, if they decide like, hey, I don't need to get connection, he can start anywhere on the board that he wants, wherever he wants, because he doesn't have to worry about connecting.
Yep, and there is this giant leech party happening that you were talking about earlier in the West. Nomads going to the West and the center. Engineers taking center and east. And I assume Darklings are going to place by the Engineers right about now. Do you have any opinion on whether Darklings should go to the north or the south?
Typically I say north. That tends to give better leech because Engineers are going to take that green and the red.
Mm-hmm.
So if you build like a trading house there, or if you plan to go Temple round 2, then and you go temple there, you're gonna get so much leech for the engineers. You're gonna get 4 leech from the 2 dwellings, and they're going to need to upgrade those for their towns later, so you can get 6 more leech from those trading houses.
Oh wow, this is such an interesting start.
So Swarmlands, as I was talking about, went east.
Yep.
So now the question arises: is where is this power party going to be? Is it going to be in the west or is it going to be in the east? Because there are 2 clumps, and I believe it's going to be in the west. I think nerdcube, he's going to upgrade west. He's going to deny engineers leech. Ranior will follow suit, going west as well, and firexed is very happy about that, and Zoras is very sad about that.
Yep. Now, firexed can also go in the east, going right next to Darklings. What are your thoughts on that as a plan?
That's a fine play. So there aren't really any amazing spots for nomads to go here. They have these 3 little hexes through the center of the map that are all 2 shipping away. I tend to start on the central one, E8.
Mm-hmm.
But the one next to Darklands is plenty fine. That's probably going to give him more leech, and he does it. It also forces Darklings to first action that brown hex, or he risks getting locked in there.
Yeah, he can.
Darklings are definitely put under a lot of trouble here, because let's say the Darklings player Ranior digs this brown hex or the north brown hex to get out of being trapped in there. Well, now that opens the door for nerdcube to double dig the south brown hex.
Mm-hmm.
So Ranior could be in some trouble here.
Yeah, this is really turning out to be a difficult setup for Darklings. Right, he's kind of trapped. He's kind of stuck between. He's in a fork. That's the best way to put it. He's put on a fork right now.
And just think about if he had started northeast, he wouldn't be in this position right now.
Yep. Alas, he did not, and thus we have this problem. What I think, if I were to just imagine him getting out of the situation, and I do think he's going to be able to get out of the situation, right, is that Zoras is going to be able to double shovel that, be able to take the double shovel, which means nerdcube won't be able to take the double shovel this round, and I think that Ranior will be able to shovel both of those by the end of the round.
I don't think Zoras is getting double shovel. I still don't think people are going to upgrade east, which means he's not going to get any leech to get that double shovel.
That's fair.
Now, if I was Ranior, I'd be looking at that green hex in the east, and I'd be looking at taking that in round 2. If Zoras doesn't take it, you really hurt engineers there, and this is all assuming that he doesn't get this south brown hex. Now, if he can take that green hex, that gives him a town over there that severely hurts engineers.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that would be really good for him.
Yeah. So his first move has to be taking that brown hex. Correct. We're still on this path. That's what his first move has to be, considering that nomads do have a shovel right now.
Yep, and Ranior was given the priest bonus, so his first move will probably be the north brown, and his second move will probably be the south brown, because no, nerdcube, he might get the leech to double dig as a second action, which is not what Ranior is looking for.
Yeah, he would. Oh, I don't think he get.
Oh wow, I'm really surprised by this.
I'm also very surprised by this. Okay. So this now denies nomads this leech, gives engineers the leech that they're gonna need to get double shovel, and I think this works out for everybody but nerdcube right now. Because
So assuming nomads upgrade west first move, and engineers upgrade east first move, nerdcube still has the leech to
Double shovel.
double
Yeah.
dig first second action.
Yeah. Okay, that
Um,
makes sense.
one sure way to lose an engineers game is to not get digs in the first 2 rounds. If you don't get digs in the first 2 rounds, you're in a rough spot. So I would not be surprised if Zoras went temple and took a single dig this round, into a temple round 2.
Okay. Into a temple. Okay.
A second
So,
temple run round
yeah.
2.
Okay.
I mean, your second temple as engineers gives 5 power. That 5 power income is really good, for engineers.
Yeah, that five power income is very, very good.
Really, this is very surprising to me.
Yeah.
I wonder if Ranior is deciding to give up on this trading house.
Yeah.
If he's planning on using this as just a ton of leech, and then just gonna work off his other dwelling. As I was saying earlier, nomads and engineers really expand a ton, and maybe he's just like, I don't need to connect. I'm not really fighting for much network. He probably gets 6 points anyways because nerdcube's never connecting from where he started.
Yeah. I don't know what he can do though right now. That's the real problem. Is so assuming that the double shovel is taken right here, right? He gets denied this hex, and now he has no hexes to go on. Right? He has to upgrade shipping, and there it is. So how does
he is going to get a ton of leech here. So he gets 2 when nerdcube builds his dwelling. He gets 2 from nerdcube when he upgrades to his stronghold. He gets 2 from Zoras when Zoras goes to a temple. So Ranior is gonna get at a minimum 6 leech.
Okay.
So he's gonna have 6 in bowl 3, 6 in bowl 2. He can take the 2 worker action. He can take the bridge action, and that is 1 dig for 2 dwellings in the northeast or the northwest. And then he still has 1 priest to send a cult, which I assume is going to the earth cult. A priest to 3 earth is going to give him 5 coins in the first 2 rounds, which is really good.
Yeah, which is huge.
I also predict him opening earth 1. I don't think economy favor in round 1 is going to give him enough points. I think he needs to score points this game. He needs to play a big point game.
Yep. Oh, this is not boding well for him. I think right now if I'm in his position, I'm panicking, right? But I feel like he's a more veteran player than I am, and he would have a more calm composure because he kind of expected this, right? These were both expected moves. Yes. So it's not like he gambled on this and came up bad, right? It was, I did this and it was fine, right? I did this knowing these 2 things were going to happen.
So, yeah, I mean, this isn't awful for him. He can definitely play from this. But I do think it was a misplay to not start on the northeast Black Hex.
Mm-hmm. And that will be a point of discussion at some point with him, trying to get his takes on what happened here. So let's see. Zoras is we're at the everyone has 1 trading post round or phase of the game, and let's see what he does. I assume he's going to upgrade that trading post and take the Earth 2, but maybe first he does the shovel.
I think he's gonna dig.
Yeah, makes sense.
So a big risk here is nomads opening stronghold and sandstorming that green hex.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I was Zoras, I'd be securing my hexes that I need to securing digs, which are also worth 2 points in round 1. Like, I think this dig is just really good for him.
Yeah, that dig is very, very good. And at this point, he's going to burn 3 power. So he'll be at 5 in both. 3. Yeah, he should be able to get enough for 4 coins if he wants it. I don't think he's going to be able to I think it's
Yep.
going to be very difficult for him.
As
to use it.
predicted, Zoras takes the dig, takes the green hex.
Doesn't build.
Doesn't build it, so this leads me to think that he is going for Earth 1 in round 1.
That's interesting.
He could also be going double temple round 1. I wouldn't be surprised. Temple round 1, or this temple will be Earth 1. He builds the dwelling, gets 2 points, then goes another temple at that spot for Earth 2. I would probably just build the dwelling. You have a chance for nomads to give you each there. I mean, I don't think nomads should. I don't think there's much of a reason for nomads to upgrade there and feed engineers even more leech. They're just, I mean, engineers are just having a monster opening. The rest of this table should be glad they didn't get double dig, because that would be so good.
Yeah, them getting double dig would have been ridiculous. So, I am very glad about that, personally, for seeing. Okay, so, let's see. What is firexed gonna do?
Yeah, I'm curious about it too. I mean, he can go temple or he can go stronghold, but he didn't get the 2 worker action. I think what he's thinking about here is he was planning on taking the 2 worker action and opening stronghold, and now he has to figure out what he wants to do since the Darkling's got the 2 workers.
He's gonna upgrade to a trading post.
And as I said, there wasn't much of a reason for him to upgrade next to engineers.
Yep. I think if I were to guess this, right, I think he was trying to bait nomads into upgrading next to him, saying, hey, I'm going to give you leech later down the road if you upgrade here.
That also could be true.
But firexed not falling for that bait, and it's all good. We see nerdcube upgrading to a sad stronghold. That's the word. It's a standard opening for Swarmlings. This is all very, very standard.
Yeah, very, very standard stuff from really everybody. Everybody doing the, for the most part, typical things. Ranior just threw a priest to Earth Cult, as I was saying. That's 5 coins in these first 2 rounds. Swarmling's going to open Stronghold 2 dwellings and then their trading house from their ability. Swarmlings could also form a town round 2 with 1 dig.
Yep.
They dig the water hex or the green hex east. This will let them get a town in round 2. That gives them 3 workers when they get a town, and that's going to fund their temple in round 2. I really like Swarmling's game. They can get a 2-key town with that town and play that high cult game I was talking about.
High cult game is very, very good, especially right now with how cults are looking. All right, we see a temple.
I mean, cults are wide open.
See a temple from Zoras, and he
does take Earth 1.
To take Earth 1. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. We were talking so long about the fact that engineers really want to take Earth 2 in round 1, and Zoras says, you know what? I'm sure they're fine at Earth 1. It's going good. It's all fine. I am going to assume he is trying very, very hard to get Earth or to get the 7 coins, but I don't think that's happening. Yeah, I'm not seeing that happening at all. There's no way he's getting 7 coins.
He needed
nomads to go next to him.
He needed 3 more leech.
Yeah.
Or sorry, actually 1 more leech, because Darklings will upgrade to a temple next to them.
Yeah.
And I mean, engineers can do it without the 7 coins action, and that might be worth it.
But it hurts. It just hurts.
Yeah, it definitely hurts. Yeah, because you're really missing out on 4 coins.
So let's see. So I guess they're going to go dwelling here and then maybe upgrade to a trading post, and that's kind of all their opening is. Okay, so we see nerdcube opening up the west. There we go. Going for a trading post in the west.
But Ranior gets 7 coins, and Ranior also gets Bridge. I mean, Ranier's game isn't like terrible. Like he has, he's gotten massive economy from this early age. He's gotten 7 coins. He's gotten 2 workers. I predict he's taking the Bridge as well. He has the power to do so.
Yep.
It'll let him dig a hex, which is 2 points. He'll get 2 dwellings out this round. Nomads did go Temple Earth 1. They passed. It looks they need just 1 leech to take double dig next round. Ranier is going to upgrade to a temple, giving firexed that leech to get those 2 dwellings.
I think
for the double dig for 2 dwellings.
I think what we need to consider here, though, is twofold, right? So Rainier is trapped in that space, which means that temple will never become anything more than just a temple, right? And then also, he already started at 14 points, so now he's down to 7, and that's not the end of the world, right? But starting at 7, what is this man doing?
I think he's gonna go shipping in round 1.
Okay.
I think that's better than a bridge. I mean, he's gonna need it. He could also go sanctuary this round. I don't think that's wild either.
I mean, to go sanctuary, he'd have to convert both those priests to workers, though.
Yeah.
Which hurts my brain to think about.
Sanctuary is such a good opening. Really, that 3 power they took for a priest could have just been 3 power to a worker. Nothing special about that one priest. The other priest, it hurts a little to make to a worker, but sanctuary openings are just so good for Darklings, even in this position.
Even when the sanctuary isn't ever going to be part of a town?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think I would prefer to ship 1 Stig, and take Earth 1 with your temple, build 2 dwellings, go Sanctuary or Temple round 2. I'd prefer to go Sanctuary, but as you're saying, your Sanctuary isn't going to be part of anything, so you can go Temple in round 2, Sanctuary in round 4, make your Sanctuary part of a town.
Mm-hmm.
But Ranior definitely has 2 good lines to go down here.
Yep. So we see the Nomads have passed already. They were the first to pass. They took looks like they took the dwelling bonus tile. Going to give them 3 coins, 1 left over on there, and then 2 on the actual tile. And then getting the points for dwellings next round. Engineers then pass. Go ahead and take in the spade. It's very good for them. And then
very important for their game.
And then Swarmlings pass, and they take the Stronghold Sanctuary bonus tile. Overall, everybody's kind of getting the bonus tile they want, except for Ranior, I think.
Yeah. I mean, coins are always good. 5 coins in a cult, not bad.
Yeah. 5 coins in a cult is definitely not bad.
He did take Earth 2 here.
This man's taking Earth 2.
Earth 2, very good. I mean, Earth 2 is a very good. Very good. Oh, he did go Sanctuary.
And he goes Sanctuary. Oh, this is turning out to be a very, very interesting game. I do not know where this is going to lead him, but I'm very excited about it. Because I am generally very hesitant to open a sanctuary where I can't get out, but I am eager to be proven wrong here.
He does take Earth 1.
Yep. Expected.
As expected. I mean, the other...
Don't you tell me triple econ Darklings. I swear if you bring that up, we're out. I'm cutting the broadcast right now, and you can explain to these nice people why they're not getting any more Terra Mystica action.
No, I wasn't going to suggest triple econ, although, I mean, I would have done it because I need to do it someday.
Someday.
And today would have been the day. But the other thought would have been actually to open double econ into Temple round 2 for Earth 1, or maybe just open Earth Earth 2, Earth 1 into another temple this round for another econ favor. I feel like if you go temple this round, you almost have to go econ favor. Doing nothing with your economy in the first 2 rounds is really bad. I think.
Definitely.
I mean, the other way Ranior can play this is just building 3 dwellings this round. I think you can build 3 dwellings this round. Yeah, I mean, he takes a bridge or a priest, and he can build 3 dwellings this round. It's rough that he doesn't have neighbors to upgrade to trading houses in round 3.
Okay. Sorry, I'm focused on we're having some technical difficulties with the stream right now, so I'm trying to fix those issues. Okay, so we've got a double shovel from Nomads. Going to place a bunch of dwellings, it looks like, and then maybe upgrade to a trading post or a temple. Can they afford this? Yeah, they can afford this. Do they want to afford it?
That's a good question.
There's a few roads they can go down here. They can go into a second temple. They can go into... Where else can they go? They can go second temple. They can go down the road of putting down a bunch of dwellings. They can go... There's so many options for them.
Yep. Something we haven't touched on is Nerdcube could go Sanctuary this round, which with the Stronghold Sanctuary bonus is pretty good. You can go Water 1 and Air 1, and you're just going to score so many points this game. I think if I was him, I'd be going Sanctuary this round. And then you really, as Swarmlands, it's really a straightforward game here. 2 towns, cults, points from past tiles as much as possible, points from Air 1, points from Water 1, points from the track. I really like Swarmland's position. I also really like Engineer's position with how much leech they got. They weren't able to get double dig this round, which kind of stinks, but they can go temple here. They have the dig bonus. They can still get plenty of economy going.
Yeah. And they can take the single dig, create the town as well. So they are, in my opinion, just living life fullest over here. So let's see.
Nerdcube is currently deciding whether he wants to get this. I think he's deciding whether he wants to get this town this round or if he wants to get the Sanctuary this round.
I don't think either is a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, my thought here is, and he does take the 2 workers. Looks like he's going Sanctuary.
Yeah.
My thought here is, no one's beating you to a town. I guess Zoras technically could with an expensive trading house this round, but do engineers actually want the 2 key town? I think engineers don't actually want the 2 key town. I think he's plenty safe on getting a town first action next round if he wants it. So I definitely like the Sanctuary play here.
Yeah, I do too. The Sanctuary play is really nice. Get you 2 priests per round. He also has that bonus tile, so he's going to get 8 points out of this, and from now on he's going to get 8 points as well.
And Ranior saying in chat how he was about to go a temple in round 2 as well, had Nerdcube not have taken the 2 workers.
Oh, lordy. So he instead goes shipping.
And I'm really disappointed. We've been talking up this triple econ in our Terra Mystica server, and Ranior, he didn't do it.
No, he didn't.
Sad.
I'm
really sad. It was 100% in his best interest.
To be fair, it's good for him not to throw the game, right? This is a tournament game. There are prizes on the line for this thing. Prizes on the line. So it is.
As long as he takes fire too, we're good. I'm good.
Yeah. Well, as long as he takes fire 2, you're good. He's not taking fire 2 though, so that's not happening. for those of you who are out of the loop on this one and very much questioning why we're talking about Fire 2, we ended up having a draft earlier, the fantasy draft, and Ranior was taken by my co-host, partly on the idea that he's going to take Fire 2, the cult, or the bonus tile, the favor tile, because every time they take that, they get points in this fantasy league. So that was his rationale. We'll see if that comes back to bite him.
I mean, I think no, that wasn't my rationale. I was like, there's a good chance, but like Ranier has a chance to make it out of this group. Like I was picking him as a sleeper because I think that people were thinking that nerdcube or Zoras are gonna make it out of this group, and I think Ranier has a very real shot.
I very much believe that either of those people are going to make it out of the group. I have now said 3 people are going to make it out of this group. So I can only be wrong if firexed just swooshes through everybody. And if he does, so be it. There ain't nothing I can do about it. But yeah, so in the preview article, I wrote that Ranior and nerdcube are going to tie. That nerdcube will get first in this game, and Ranior will get first in the other game. We'll see how true that is. But then in the draft, I took Zoras and nerdcube at the 4th pick turn. So we'll see what happens here. Again, as a caster, I have to predict what's going to happen. And in this time, I've predicted 3 people. Can't be wrong. Can't be wrong.
I mean, you could be wrong.
Oh no, I'm not.
If Hubert takes this whole group by storm and beats them all,
I don't dislike this opening from Hubert, right? But I think this opening is kind of why I said firexed wasn't going to get out of the group, right? I think this kind of opening would trash new players, right? Or people who are like good at the game, right? But I don't think it's gonna beat somebody like Ranior or nerdcube or Zoras, right? It's fine. It is.
I really like firexed spot, to be honest.
Really?
So
okay.
As you can see, he just passed for 5 points. He's at 32 points.
Okay.
He's only behind nerdcube. He just passed with a trading house bonus, so it looks like his plan is to be. He's got plenty of resources next round. I think he's gonna build 2 or 3 trading houses, hit the trading house round hard, get points from his pass tile, go into a stronghold round 4, start making 3 towns, or start carving out 3 towns, I should say. And Ranior actually saying in chat right now that he loves firexed game plan. So I'm not the only one thinking that firexed is doing quite well for himself.
That's fair. And I am eager to be proven wrong on this. So we see the sanctuary opening. I'm gonna guess he's gonna go econ favor here because there's not a lot of other things to do.
I'm guessing Air 1.
Ooh, you think he's going Air 1?
I think he's going Air 1. As much as I love economy and economy favors, I think this is Air 1.
Okay. Why do you think it's Air 1?
It is Air 1. Look at this.
Why is it Air 1?
So, I mean, what are Swimmers going to do with this economy? So when you look at Air 1 is 3 points around up until round 5 and round 6 are 4 points around. So this is 8 and 12. This is a 20-point favor here. Compared to, I mean, if you don't get it now, you're getting it in round 5 or 6 for like 7 or 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
So getting it now is about 13 to 16 points better. When you look at his game plan, I mean, what are the resources going to do for him? He's not fighting for network, so economy favor isn't really going to do anything for him there. To hit the track, to score for the track, no matter what, he's not able to get sanctuary round 4. He's not going to build extra trading houses in rounds 3 and 5. He gets those for free. So with these resources that he gets, I don't feel like they actually score points. So I really like what he's doing.
Okay. So here's my one concern with Nerdcube's game, right? So these are very good things, and there's no arguing that they're not good things, right? My concern is that his ability, or that he's gonna get stuck in the Stormling's trap of, oh, I need to shovel here. So when we look at the West, for example, right? He needs to shovel in the West, but he also needs to be able to upgrade a trading post with his ability. So if he has to get a double shovel to be able to upgrade, or to be able to shovel in the West, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Does that hold
Yeah, it makes a
water?
lot of sense. And he can also be put under a lot of pressure here if firexed does take double shovel, and he takes the brown hex on the west, and then he goes stronghold in round 4. Nerdcube, to be able to get a town there, he needs to get that green and black hex before firexed has his stronghold up ready to sandstorm. So Nerdcube's hexes are being put under a little bit of trouble, but good news for him is that it looks like Zoras is saying here that he doesn't care about an early town. If he wanted an early town, he probably would have put this trading house that's about to be a temple over on the east to help make an early town. It looks like he's saving over there to have a sanctuary or stronghold, so that he doesn't have to build a trading house over an expensive trading house over there.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so we've got 2 more people going in round 2. We've got this temple that needs to be built, and I'm gonna guess economy favor, and I'm probably gonna be wrong again. So why am I wrong?
Not Hebrew. Zoras is taking Earth 2, almost certainly.
Definitely needs Earth 2. He is, yeah, he's desperately in need of some workers soon.
I am quite curious on what he's thinking about here. I'm not exactly sure what he's thinking about. I guess whether to make a power to a coin or worker to a coin. I just don't see what else he'd be doing here.
Yeah.
That was what he was thinking about. He made a worker into a coin. Wow, very surprising.
Yeah, very surprising.
Engineers do really love their workers, and anytime you use a worker other than workers, it's painful as engineers.
It's very, very painful, yeah. So we are looking at, let's see. So we've got Zoras is the last to pass. Ranior does get the Stronghold Sanctuary passing tile, so he's going to get 4 points next round. Zoras is looking to pass at some point soon. We'll see that eventually. We'll see that pass eventually. What else? I don't think he has anything else to do, correct?
It does not look that way.
Okay.
He can't take single dig, or else that makes him never be able to take double dig, which you just can't have as engineers. I believe he's really thinking about what bonus he's taking here.
Okay, that makes sense. What bonus do you think he's taking?
It depends on what his plan is next round. If his plan is to build like 2 dwellings and 2 trading houses, he probably doesn't take the dwelling bonus. Okay. So he's looking at 4 oh, okay. Well,
he takes the trading bonus.
So I don't think that he is planning on building 2 trading houses next round, because let's see, did that have a extra coin on it? No, it did not. So basically, if he plans to do like 2 dwellings and 2 trading houses, if he plans to only score 2 points off of this thing,
yeah,
he traded 2 coins and a cult step for 2 points.
Yep.
So when we accept leech, we accept often the most usual is like 1 point for 2 power. Let's go off of that. And if we're going off of that, a free conversion, which often is how you're going to spend your extra power, a free conversion is a power to a coin. So that's saying that two 2 coins is worth 2 points. So he gave up 2 coins and a cult for 2 points. So that makes me think he's not going to build too many trading houses this round.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which actually makes a lot of sense. Like, there's a trading house scoring in round 5, so he has time to score these trading houses at a later date that he can just build up his worker economy, and just have a really nice economy, and then score that economy in round 5 compared to round 3.
Okay. And we see firexed going with the double shovel again.
Yep. firexed game I think is really nice now. He's got a ton of dwellings on the board. He's already dug 5 times this game. His economy is really nice. He's gonna go like 3 trading houses this round. With the trading house bonus in the trading house round, he will be threatening Nerdcube's town on the west.
Mm-hmm.
I think firexed is in the best position.
Really? Okay, best position. I think he's in a very good position. Don't get me wrong.
So it's when I say best position, I am factoring in the points that they're at right now. firexed is 14 points up on Zoras.
Okay.
I think Zoras is in a slightly better position, as in like board position. Zoras is really good, although he is struggling to get digs. But engineers are just so strong that they will snowball. So factoring in how many points you have right now, I think firexed is in a better position.
Okay. Okay, so we are waiting on nerdcube to decide what to do. I assume he's going to throw a priest to water. If I had to guess what he's going to do, that would make an extreme amount of sense to me. Because he can't really take a favor tile right now. Is there anything else that you think he could do as of right now?
He's very limited right now.
Yeah.
It does look like priest to water is his best bet.
Now his other option, and I don't love this option. Nope, there it is. There's the priest to water. His other option was taking the converting those priest to workers and
hard
digging. I don't love the hard dig. I'm not a big fan of the hard dig, but it is a possibility.
I wouldn't be surprised if he took the spade power action, formed his town, used the 3 workers from his town to hard dig the green in the east, or the west. Sorry, the west.
Yeah.
That is under threat right now. Or once firexed gets his stronghold, assuming that's what he's doing in round 4.
Yeah, I assume he's gonna get that stronghold very, very soon. All right, Zoras is, I'm gonna assume, take the shovel here. There is no reason why he shouldn't take the shovel.
Agreed.
Well,
7 coins,
and we're wrong.
Look at that.
As I like to say, this is why we're casting. They're playing. Okay, so what's happening here, right? What is the thought process behind taking the coins here?
I mean, does he really? I mean, a dig is nice. 7 coins is also nice. He is going to need a lot of coins from shipping. I mean, the rule in Terra Mystica is you can never have enough coins.
Yep.
Right. He is at 6 coins. If he wants to increase shipping, that leaves him with 2 coins the rest of the round. Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to increase shipping here, build 2 dwellings.
Okay, this makes sense.
Coins are good.
Coins are good.
That's all I got. Coins are good.
Coins are very good. Okay, so nerdcube does get to take the shovel then.
Assuming he wants it, yeah, and I believe he does.
Yeah, I believe he does too.
If he takes the 2 cult town, he can send another priest to water, get 2 digs out of water here. 2 cult town looks really juicy for him. I tend to believe that the 2 cult town's overrated compared to the 8-point town. Like you're losing out on 6 points, and how much are you really getting from it? But here he's getting an extra dig, an extra worker, another dig, tons of cult points. Like here, the the 2 cult town is much better than the 8-pointer, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
But really, really better than any other town.
Okay, so here's the question then. So if he's taken this interesting. So if he's taking this 8-pointer, or he's taking the two cult town, right? Where is he building his? Where is he building his the two? Where is he doing the 2 digs at? Because he only has 1 dig, really.
So he has this brown in the east he can do, which
Okay.
2 digs on the brown gets you to the blue as well.
Yeah.
And that seems like what he would have to do. He would dig the black once on the east, and then do the brown once as well. Or sorry,
Okay.
the black on the west, the brown on the east.
I just tend to think that that's one of those extremely inefficient things that you're not making a town out of that. So what's the point? But then again, that is I am a slave to towns, right? If I can make a town out of something, I'm in. Okay, so we see him making, speaking of making towns, we see him making that town. He's gonna take, all right,
Cult town.
take the cult down. I like this start. Very much like the start so far.
If nerdcube's able to get this town on the west, I like his position much better.
Oh, he's 100% getting this town on the west. It's just my question is after that, what's he doing?
Not necessarily. If he doesn't hard dig this green hex this round, Hubert or firexed, he can stronghold sandstorm the black hex, and just like that, he can't town there without a bridge and a triple dig.
I understand that point, but he is 100% hard digging that. There is no world where he is not hard digging that. He's going to take the workers here, and then he's going to hard dig it. He may not. No, he's definitely taking the workers here. Because he has to have a place to put that trading post.
I'm saying sorry. Does that mean he's not going double econ here? He's getting water 1. I'm so disappointed. He's on my fantasy team and everything.
Yeah. He's going water 1, man. Sometimes you just gotta go water 1.
Water 1 points. Yeah, it's definitely the right move.
I mean, he wasn't even at triple econ anyway, so.
Yeah. I mean, he could have gone triple econ. This was the game. Oh, this was such the game.
This is not the game.
I mean, yeah, not in tournament. But man, if I was in arena mode in this position, I'd be like, screw it. I'm getting triple econ. We're going all in.
If you're in the casual ladder over here, you'd be in on it. Okay. So now we are still
Zoras also went temple water 1. Okay, so this is explaining why he wanted the coins action. He wanted to secure water 1 this round.
Okay, this makes sense.
So I still do believe he could get in some bad spade trouble, but Darklings don't care about the spades, and Nomads building their stronghold. Assuming they build their stronghold next round, they're going to start not caring about spades, which means really only Swarmlings and Engineers care about spades. And Swarmlings don't really have too much to dig anymore. Swarmlings are getting 2 digs from the Water Cult. They'll probably get 2 digs from the Air Cult. They just won't need the dig actions much. So Engineers, for the most part, are going to have the dig actions for the rest of this game.
Okay. All right, so I'm interested in this priest action. What are your thoughts on this priest action?
It's interesting.
Like, I feel like he's stalling. He has to be stalling right now, right? Because there's no reason for him to take the priest. He doesn't have enough priest for the rest of the game anyway. Unless he's getting... He could be upgrading shipping.
But do the math. If he can upgrade digging, he takes 2 workers. He has the workers to do it, but he's 2 coins short of increasing digging and still getting that green hex.
Okay.
It's a very interesting priest. I'm curious to see what he uses it on.
Yeah, I think it may just be him stalling. Because every other player currently has bonus tiles that give points, and he is the only one that doesn't right now.
He definitely wants. I mean, the way he's going to score points this game is getting the Stronghold Sanctuary bonus and getting the Trading House bonus. So he could very well be stalling here. It's a very real possibility.
Convert that priest into a worker.
No, I think he's going to put it on a cult track, right?
I don't think he is, but I could be very wrong on this. I mean, he's already getting enough of them. I mean, he may not even put it anywhere. So
if he doesn't have to, I mean, one thing about Swarmlands is you will be passing early if you have to get those points from the pass tiles.
Yeah, he's just at this point he's just waiting though. So yeah, if you need to stall, then putting it on the cult track is probably best. But he has plenty of ways to stall here. He has at least 4 actions left. He has the dig. He cannot build on that dig. No, he can't. Oh yeah, he can. We're fine. Okay, so he can not build on the dig. He can build. He can then build. He can place priest, and he can do upgrade trading post. And I don't think these other players have 4 actions. Okay, so now let's look back to Nomad's game. Are you still feeling confident about the Nomad's game?
Oh yeah. I really like Nomad's game. Now, I am curious to see, okay, he doesn't. I was wondering if he was going to pass there. He would then have the resources to go Stronghold and Sanctuary because he could take, oh no, he was 1 power short of taking 7 coins. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, this is so many points that firexed is getting here. He passes for 6. He's at 50 already. He's at 50 at the end of round 3.
I mean,
That's so many points.
We already know that he's getting we already know that he is getting the point or the power for that, because blue is going to shovel that green hex. At least that is the current thesis.
That's our prediction, but we could be wrong about our prediction.
I think if I'm firexed here, I'm playing that. I'm playing that game, and he does. Yeah, see,
he does.
We all knew it.
But I mean, that trading house is worth 5 points, and it's coin income, which is he's short of. He has plenty of worker income, needs coins, so.
We're really interested in this bridge, or not this bridge, in him building the trading post, him building the dwelling immediately, rather than waiting.
Who? Nerdcube?
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, when you look at the other player boards, like, what is Zoras gonna do? He's gonna 5 power to a priest? No. firexed, he's going to, like, I don't even know what firexed could do. 3 power to a worker and hard dig? No, he's not doing that. Nerdcube knows that he wants to get his actions done, make sure he gets the most important bonus tiles to his game, which are the Trading House and Stronghold Sanctuary. Those are going to be worth. He still does have a Stronghold ability too, but those are worth 6. Next round, the Trading House one is worth 6 points. The Stronghold Sanctuary one is worth 8 points. The Dwelling one will be 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't give a worker. A big thing that Swarmlings lack is they lack workers, and it doesn't give a worker. So the other 2 are much better than the Dwelling.
Okay. So we see firexed passing. He's taking 4 coins and a cult step. And he will get the coins next round.
Yeah. I mean, this is just adding on to how good the Nomad's game is here.
Yep, the Nomad's game is very good. You've converted me. Nomad's game is great. Ranior ended up upgrading to the north. Standard, simple things. No big deal.
Yep, he was happy to be able to stall long enough for Zoras to build that dwelling, for him to be able to build that trading house. Zoras did all of his moves except that dwelling. He saved that dwelling for last, I should say, to see if he could outstall Ranior to make him either upgrade expensive or not do it at all. Zoras thinking about what he's passing for, what he's converting to with his extra power because he's producing 6. And I I don't think it's the trading house bonus. Oh, getting spicy with the trading house.
Yep.
He did 4 power to a worker and a coin there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a dwelling that's doing nothing, and you have power that you're just going to convert into some resources anyways, may as well get 3 points and some resources out of it.
This does go back to an interesting point that we were making, or that you were making earlier about his bonus tile, though. When you said if he's trading 2 points for 2 coins and a cult bonus, what's the point of it? Right? And we're kind of seeing that right now.
And you know that cult step is the one cult he needs on air track to get a dig.
Yep.
It seems like that cult step and the 2 coins would have been better than the dwelling points.
Agreed.
Ranier stalling, building his dwellings, building his economy, almost certainly passes for the dwelling bonus, assuming, Zoras doesn't have any legal moves anymore.
Yep. So we see Zoras passing. Zoras is going to pass for the shuffle?
Yeah, that'd be my prediction.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So he's going to pass for the shovel. And then... Sorry. It's been a long day over here. And then Ranior is going to pass for the dwelling bonus. So very, very simple moves. Okay. Now I do want to talk one thing about power, because we've talked about this before, but the people who are newer to Terra Mystica, right? So we talk a lot about power and how you can't go below X power amount. So we look at nerdcubes, power bowls, we look at firexed power bowls, right? So it is they're at minimum 6, right? And nerdcube is even at 7, right? Do you can you explain to newer people why you would not want to go below that 7 mark if possible, and 6 at the very maximum?
So the second most important power action, actually, because I would say that the 7 coins power action is generally the most important. But the second most important power action is the double dig, 6 power to 2 digs. A lot of factions lean on that to get their digs to be able to build dwellings, because you only have so many native hexes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see, Ranior is not at 6 power. So you can ask, like, hey, why is the Darklings not at 6 power to let them take it? Well, they are able to spend priests for digs. They never actually need to take a dig action. The other interesting thing is, once nomads get their stronghold up, they don't actually need to keep 6 power. They might choose to keep 6 power because having double dig as an option is always good. But when I look at the board, nomads have 5 native hexes they can hop on. Let's say they build 5 dwellings on those native hexes. They have only 4 structures left on the board, along with 3 sandstorms, gets them down to 1 structure left. So assuming they build on their hexes, nomads don't need any more digs this game. So nomads are also plenty fine with going below 6 power. For the Swarmlings situation, Swarmlings did just dig the brown to black on the east, and they also did the more important thing of the black to blue on the west. And they aren't going to actually need too many digs anymore. as you can see, they don't really seem to be playing a high network game. Now there is a line where they take some hexes south and connect. That's actually very possible that he tries to do that. But the big thing for Swarmlands at this point in the game is they don't actually need too many digs, but their faction board gives so much power income that if you don't keep like 6 or 7 or 8 power in your bowls, you're gonna be overflowing power every round.
Mm-hmm.
Nerdcube, good plays. Securing that black hex, getting another town this round, I presume, getting the bonus tile. Nerdcube is now, I think, in a very good spot. If he can win, I mean, it looks as though he's winning 2 cults,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 3, depending on firexed defending fire cult. Firexed fire cult, look at that.
Yep. So depending on that, and then engineers are trying to defend the air, but I don't think they will. I think they're
I don't
losing
I
the
don't
air.
either. Yeah, it seems as though honestly the more this game is playing out, the less I like the engineers game. Ooh, uh, I'll get back to that in a second here. Ranior triple digs is gray hex. So one thing I was saying was that the Darklings don't actually need to take dig actions; they just get digs with their priest. They're producing 3 priests around. So I'm wondering if he has plans to connect, or if this is just a plan for a third town. It looks like he's got 1 town, or he's got 2 towns north and 1 town over here in the east with a bridge in the gray hex. But back to the engineer's position. Um, so he's about to lose these 2 gray hexes that Rainier is that Rainier's digging, and so he has very few native hexes left. He's got 3 shipping to the northwest one.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got these 2 southwest ones. But that's only 3 hexes, 3 native hexes. So that means to get down to a typical engineer's 2 structures, he still needs 5 more digs. That's a lot of digs.
It's a lot of dicks.
Also, when I look at his economy hasn't really done anything. And if he goes sanctuary this round, like I expect him to, that's not strengthening his economy at all. Um, so his economy seems very weak here, um, even with all that round 1 leech. And I think a lot of this comes back to he was never able to get Act 6, which is probably the most important act for the engineers.
Act 6 being the double shovel.
Double shovel, yes.
So what is he doing then with his action? Okay, he's taking. There's the 2 cult town being taken. Yep. No, that's 1 cult. It's a 1 cult town.
Yeah, he already got the 2 cult town.
Yeah,
he's all over this cult.
All over the cults.
He could also go ahead and try and win Earth Cult. I mean, Rainier doesn't have a town yet. Rainier, so Darklings get 2 points per dig. So do they actually want to spend 2 priests to go up 3 steps on Earth Cult? You're spending 4 points to get 4 points, but you're losing 2 digs. And it looks like Rainier needs 2 digs on the yellow for a town, 3 digs on the gray for a town. To connect, he needs 2 more shipping and probably 3 more digs. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He needs like 10 more priests if I'm calculating it properly.
Yep, sounds about right.
And he's only producing 6 more the rest of the game.
Yep. So this is not great. Yeah, I think he is overestimating his abilities here.
I mean, I also think that maybe I think Ranier sees this and is not going for connection.
Okay.
It definitely seems like a stretch. I mean, I believe he's keeping his options open. He usually does. And if the opportunity arises to get like 2 priest towns or 2 shipping towns, and then he can build a temple in round 5 for one of those priests, and then take the priest action, he could connect. But in the end, connecting is just not worth many points. if engineers can build up their economy and build structures, and I mean nomads are clearly just destroying network right now.
Yep, absolutely.
Like 19 coins, 7 workers. Okay. Yep, nerdcube. Definitely like in his position a lot more. He looks to be using his. Oh, he already used his stronghold action, so he's probably going to use his power and then pass for stronghold sanctuary bonus when someone else looks like they're threatening it. Just keep bouncing back and forth from those.
Yeah.
Yeah, firexed looking like stronghold. Start carving out these 3 towns. Zoras does go sanctuary. Probably air 1 with this sanctuary.
I don't
Too late
love
for
this.
Yeah, I don't either. But let's see. His resources, he'll get 3 worker income. That's a dwelling, 2 trading houses, and then he builds 6 dwellings the following round. Maybe he can get down to 4 structures, or maybe 3 structures. But I'm not sure how many points he's able to score this game.
Neither am I. I'm definitely not liking his position so far.
I might be underestimating it, but it just doesn't seem great for the engineers.
Agreed. I am a slave to the bridge, or to the bridges and the stronghold, but that is just me, and I would have loved to see that in this round, but maybe it's too early for it.
No, I wouldn't say it's too early, but his economy couldn't support that. I mean, if he goes stronghold, like how many bridges is he able to get down? Probably only 1.
Yeah,
and at that point is the stronghold really the right move there?
Probably not. Yeah, when you're getting the same amount, or roughly the same amount of points for the sanctuary, then not really. So we see firexed taking 2 workers. His game is so good this round, or this game. I'm moving to your side on this one. I'm very much being swayed.
Catch this.
Yeah, I'm catching it. Go ahead.
Stronghold and sanctuary for firexed this round.
And next round, he gets to build at least 2 more trading posts.
Oh, something we did miss, actually.
Yeah.
Ranior just built this dwelling south. So Nomad's just lost the town.
Oh, that is rough. It is very rough. Okay, so I like his position a little less now. I was saying it all along. His position was not that good. And you just didn't believe me.
I mean, he can still get 3 towns. I mean, his economy is just so good. He's just going to have to work a little more for it. Yep. Or just decide, like, hey, it's not worth as many points, and I'm going to do other things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you see nerdcube passing very, very early.
I pointed this out while you were gone, I felt like he was going to spend power for coin, or use his power for resources, pass very early for that bonus. I mean, that's an 8-point bonus. Nothing else is anywhere near as good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, he's playing like almost the exact same game I played at the finals at the World Board Gaming Championships. Swarmlings, just don't try and do too much. Get some cults, get a lot of passing points, and hope that's enough for the win.
Yeah. He's now. What I will say is he is out of scoring favors, so he's gonna have to start taking 3 cult step favors, water 2 even.
So one thing about the Swarmlings is the way their trading houses time out from their stronghold sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
They only have to build 2 temples. They build a sanctuary, they build a temple, and then a sanctuary, and then another temple. So to build the last trading house in round 6, he just has to build 1 temple. He can get he can probably get 2 points in Colts from that temple favor. That's fine. The other thought is, hey, don't even build the temple at all. I think that is probably wrong because building the temple lets you build a trading house, which is also 3 points with water one.
Yeah.
But it's an option.
Honestly, building 2 temples next round is not a terrible idea in my opinion. You get 3 air. You're gonna go up to 8 air. You'll have a double shovel next round. With your first one, and the second one, go ahead and get Earth 3, and then you can get 2 trading posts down next round.
That's definitely a very real possibility. Well, I think you would just go 1 temple and then build a trading house, and then do another temple in round 6 for a trading house.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So get 1, and then take air 3, and then you're set. You're at 8, which is exactly what you need to be at to get the bonus tile.
You mean double dig? From,
yes. Yeah. Sorry, not bonus tile. Favorite tile. It's been a time. It's been a time here. I'm dealing with a hurricane all day. So
how is it over there?
It's fine. I think my internet. It's funny because okay, so off topic completely, right? We'll get back to this game in a second, right? But so during MSO, I was having a lot of trouble with my internet. It would keep going up and down and up and down and up and down, and I was like, all right, this is ridiculous. I gotta get a new modem, right? So we went and got a new modem, and I tested it out over the next 2 weeks. Literally 2 weeks I've tested this thing out, right? And I've been streaming to a defunct Twitch channel for 8 hours at a time, saying, all right, how's it looking, right? All green across the board, no problems at all. I start this stream, and we're down. We're just we're dropping 30% of our frames. It's been a wild ride. And what I'm wondering is whether or not it's hurricane related or just my bad luck. That's just like it was just one of those technical difficulties that I just got to look at for the rest of time, or if it's hurricane related. Because right now I live in Louisiana, right? And right now we're dealing with a hurricane. Luckily, I live in the nice part of Louisiana where I don't have to deal with the big hurricane, right? I don't live in Lake Charles, so we're okay on that one. We're not getting flooded here, right? But I had 6 tornado warnings today where I sent messages to all of the group members and said, hey guys, so we may have to postpone today because there's a hurricane, and hope we don't, be prepared for that. So, overall, I'm plenty okay. It's a fine time over here, but it has been a rough day. It's been a very rough day.
I'm glad you're safe. Glad to be here with you.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm safe too. I feel nice and comfy, nice and safe over here. Okay, so let's look at what we got so far, right? So back to this game. We've got Stronghold, we've got the Sanctuary, and we apparently have even skipped a round. We skipped the last part of that round.
We skipped the round. Look at this.
The round wasn't that exciting, quite frankly, right? Who got what bonus tiles? Let's see. Engineers got a bonus tile for trading post, which is very, very good for him. That's really good for him. It's what's necessary entirely. The nomads got the dwellings bonus tile, which is good. They're gonna be able to make some use of it. And Darkling seemed to be the one out in the cold this time for bonus tiles. But that is just fine. That is just fine for him.
Yeah, Ranier's game. I mean, it's really bad. I mean, he didn't predict Swarmley starting G5.
Yeah.
But I was saying that it was a very, very real possibility. Swarmlings on BGA, that's the new meta on Board Game Arena. Compared to Snellman, where you start the D2 and D5 above the engineer starting place. I mean, that's where I typically start. I still do that, though I do see. I mean, it made a lot of sense for Nerdcube to start where he did this game. It put a lot of pressure on Ranior, and he wasn't ever able to recover from that.
Yep. I mean, him and firexed just sandwiched him entirely.
Yep. I think Ranior was supposed to dig that Brown Hex first move.
Yep. And Ranior, when you're watching this VOD, just know that that's our biggest criticism. That right there. That's the moment we said, all right, well, we'll see what happens. So, okay, what is happening right now? So we've got Nerdcube advancing on digging, preparing for next round.
He's got so many resources. This is a really nice support with his game. This is how he will score a nice amount of points.
Yeah.
I mean, each increase on the digging track is 6 points. He's going to be able to build dwellings with this just stack of resources that he has.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where did these even come from?
They came out of nowhere.
Like, he's got nothing on the board. Where did it come from?
They came from him passing in round 0. Or at turn 0 last round. He did an upgrade, and he did a build. He did a build and an upgrade, and that was it.
Because when you look at his board, like, you're not like, wow, that's a lot of econ. You're just like, well, it's 4 workers, it's 6 coins, it's like nothing. And then you look at his board, it's like 13 workers, 18 coins, like, wow.
That's a sign of a man who did not do anything last round. who made 2 turns and said, I'm out of here.
Rightfully so. I believe it was the right move. It's just kind of funny.
Oh, I agree with this entirely. It was absolutely the correct move. But it's a great storyline to be like, he's out. Roll it up. Oh, okay. So, I think he can even stall with this, too. I think he can stall to get...
Yeah. So the big thing is who you're sitting after. He's sitting after nomads.
Mm-hmm.
So he will almost certainly be able to pass right after nomads do and pick up the dwelling bonus tile if he wants it.
Mm-hmm. He has to upgrade. He has to use his Swarmling's ability right now, though. He does not. Never mind.
Oh, why did he do that? Oh, he's going for another town south. Ooh.
I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I'll state that for the record.
So we were saying about how, like what favorite tile is he able to take?
Uh-huh.
Right. So now he's able to take fire too. Oh, you get a point.
But, there we go. God bless.
But he's able to take fire too and make a town down there.
Which I'm excited for and could not be more thrilled about. Keep going. Keep going, buddy.
Better yet, he can do it without fire too. That'd be so much better. No,
he can't. I'm already looking at his board. He can't do it without fire too.
He just has to build 5 dwellings. That's doable.
Not without fire too.
But I think if his plan was to get this town down here, it was correct of him to, as you can see, he didn't upgrade digging a second time. He just did it with 4 workers compared to 2.
Yep.
So he wanted to make sure he got it before nomads had any ideas of sandstorming that hex. And
they would have. They would have right after they upgraded exchange. So good call by him. This is one of those calls that separate your good players from your great players. I would probably have given up on that. I would have understood the possibility of it happening and said, all right, well, I can't afford it. We're out. Change plans, right? But he says, all right, I know I can afford to do this thing, and therefore I am going to go ahead and take this before that option's removed from me. So, all right. So we see him advancing on shipping. Now he's going to go ahead and build his structure down there. Overall, great moves.
Yeah, the main problem with this for Nerdcube is that he's going to need to do at least 2 more actions this round, and those 2 actions might make him not get a bonus tile. I don't think it will. I think Zoras has a lot of moves to make, but there's definitely a chance that he doesn't get a pass tile, which is very bad.
Yeah. I think he's still getting a pass tile as well, but I'm not sure about it.
I think he is too as well.
Yeah, we see nomads building on that yellow hex to secure connection.
Yep, very good move.
Very important move.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be very tough for him to connect other than that. And if Ranior was able to hop on that hex, kill his connection, steal a bunch of network points, that would have been huge.
Yep.
Huge swing in this game. Now, as we can see, like Ranior is still not out of this. He's at 87 points. No pass tile, no real end game points. He might get 10 end game points in cults. He might secure Earth Cult. Nerdcube might not even try to steal it from him, but I think he will. He's sitting on 3 priests now. He's going to be getting 2 more priests. He's going to have 5 priests to do whatever he wants with. But Ranior, as I thought, I mean, Ranior was still going to do pretty good, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think.
I don't think it'll be enough either.
Now, the other thought is, what if firexed had Sandstorm that Gray Hex last round?
I think it was more important to take which actually let's rewind this and make sure which text did he take? Did he take the black hex?
He took the central black hex.
Okay, never mind. Not that important. Yeah, he should have taken that Gray hex.
Heads up, Chris, your stream is dropping again.
Okay. Oh wow, it is dropped.
Hopefully we can get that fixed for everybody.
Yeah.
But I mean, is Ranior actually increasing shipping last round for that 1 hex? And if that happens, is it the end of firexed game? Like he could build a sanctuary there instead. He can bridge to this green or blue hex south. Like he doesn't lose his town. It's a little more effort, but when your main competitor is sitting there and thinking like, hey, I really want this hex is going to give me an extra town, and you're able to kill that town with minimal effort, and then you don't do that. And I think if firexed loses this game, he has to look at that move. It depends on the margin. Like if nerdcube wins this game by 20 points, that move wouldn't have changed anything. But if nerdcube wins this game by 5 or 10 points, he has to go back and look at that move and say, maybe I was supposed to do that and kill his town.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's gonna be that move that defines this game. There's always that move that defines the game when you're like, oh man, if I had just done this. So like you were talking about yesterday when you had that move that you said, I would have tied for first if I'd done this, right?
Oh, I mean, that was just end game calculations that I messed up a little. It wasn't some like massive thing that happened in the middle of the game that took me from first to third or something.
That's fair. And I mean, as I have said before about my MSO performance, right? I had one move that cost me the game entirely. So we all have those moves where it's just like, oh, if I had just gotten there, right? So, and if people are still having stream issues, we will attempt to fix that after this game. We'll have a short intermission where we would have had some commentary afterwards, but we're going to have a short intermission just to go ahead and fix some technical difficulties that we're having on our end.
I just sent them a message that you didn't get hit by the tornado and that you're still here.
Yes,
I assured them that you are A-okay.
I am tornado free right now. We're okay. My internet is acting up, but
which is really interesting. Like I hear you like very fine.
Yeah, I think it's just my upload. I don't know. So again, we're gonna restart the router. We're gonna do some tests. And we'll see what happens, right? I've got to keep it going through this game because I'm also locally recording, and that's very important because when I upload this to YouTube, I want to make sure that it is complete and not cut anywhere. So, anyways, back to this game that we can cover perfectly fine.
We're almost in round 6.
We're almost in round 6.
The game's only going to take 2.5 hours. It's no biggie.
Oh my god, we still gotta take a break. Oh, this is, you know, I remember. Okay, we'll get back to this game in a second, right? We can tangent, right?
Yeah.
So I remember when we first initially thought of this tournament, and it's funny because this tournament was the brainchild of some stupid idea, right? So we're all on a server for BGA players, right? And we were hanging out one night and we were saying, you know, it'd be great if we just hosted a tournament for like this server, and so we were like, oh, I guess just like post it and we'll figure it out, right? And we didn't have enough people sign up, so I said, all right, well, I guess I'll post it somewhere else. And then it grew. Every day it grew and it grew and it grew. And it grew to live broadcasting, and it grew to casting, and it grew to graphics, and it grew to previews and all this other stuff, right? But this tournament started from the basis of what if we just did this on the server, right? So with that being said, and I forgot where I was going with that tangent. What was the topic we were talking about? Because I had a point to this tangent. I had a point.
How the tournament got started and how it's escalated.
Oh yeah. You're like, I don't know where you're going with this one, but I'm sure it is somewhere.
I'm sure. Your stories are very engulfing.
Okay, great. So that's how this tournament started. And now it's become this big production, right? But at first it was just this tiny little thing.
And it's mustard seed.
And
you were, and I think it was like partially my idea. I was like, we should make a tournament, and then you just took it to the next level, and you're just like, hey, you want to cast with me? I was like, yeah, that'd be great.
And it's
fun. Other than Lumen streams, I haven't really done anything like this, and this is definitely a lot different than that. Whereas that I am playing in the game.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Lumen streams, what is it? Terra Mystica, what day is it?
So he streams, I believe it is, he can correct me if I'm wrong in chat, but it is Agricola Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 1 Eastern, and then 7 Wonders at 1 Eastern as well. And then me, Ranior, Mike Shike, and him try and do one Terra Mystica game every weekend. That we basically talk about open information. We basically go through the game with open information, talk about everything that's happening, all the strategy, all our thoughts. If you're really interested in trying to get a better grasp of the game, I would recommend going and watching those games. I think we do a pretty good job of pointing everything out that we need to. And like we do a lot of strategy stuff too.
Yeah, here we go over the games at the Fire 2 Open. We go over the games and cast them, and we're sometimes wrong because we're not in their heads. But overall, we're maybe right sometimes too.
Oh, our predictions have been pretty spot on this game.
Yeah, overall, this has been much better than the cast of Lumen, where we're like, all right, he's gonna do that. No, he didn't do that. Okay, no, that's not happening.
That was after you guys had already played 2 games that day, and like both streamed both of those. Like you guys had a long day there.
Now I remember where that tangent was going. I totally get it now. Okay, so the question that we were asking, that I asked you when we first said this tournament, right, was, how many games can we get somebody to play live and them not want to pass out, right? And we thought about it and we're like, all right, maybe 3. No, we can't do 3. 3 is too much. There's no way somebody's playing 3 games in a row, right? And we're like, all right, 2. I think 2 is fine, right? 2 is somebody's going to be playing for an hour and a half. It'll be fine. No big deal, right? Hour and a half per game. We'll have a break in between, maybe 2 hours of the game. 2 hours max of the game, right? Well, a 4-hour stream-ish, 4-hour, 20-minute stream, no big deal. And then we get into this game, and I knew this when I streamed MSO, right? When I streamed MSO, I said, this is a 2.5 hour stream. What am I doing with my life, right? I have 2 of these combined. I got to cast in a week, every Wednesday and Saturday, 2 weeks. So I'm a little regret. I have a little bit of regret about making this 2 games, but I'm excited as heck for the second game. So
yeah, I am interested to see how playstyles change. Knowing what place you got in the first game. We were actually talking about this on Monday when me, firexed, Ranior, and nerdcube played in the game. And after the game we were talking about how in a tournament format with 6-3, it's 6-3-1-0, correct?
yeah, 6-3-1-0
for scoring for placements. So if you get a first place game 1, do you take a safe faction? Do you bid for a faction that it's hard to get messed with, like Darklings, that you can rely on like a solid second place for? Because if you get first place in game 1, and you get second place in game 2, you probably you can probably advance with that. So the strategy of game 2 with bidding and factions could definitely be changed by how you place in game 1. For example, like if you're 4th place, you got to go all in on like you got to be playing for first place no matter what.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because if you don't win the game, you're not advancing.
Yeah. And there are things on the line for second and third, right? You do get to be seeded into the next tournament to Fire 2 Open Season 2, right? But at the end of the day, great. I don't have to go through a qualifier. That's not really like doing a whole lot. It's really just a punishment for last place, quite frankly. It's just like you're thrown out of the depths, thrown out of this group. And it's really funny because we're going to have somebody thrown out of this group. And that's ridiculous to think about. Like, somebody in this group's going to have to go through a qualifiers of probably, the top, I'd say, 20 players in the world at this game? No, sorry, you got to go through qualifiers. Get out of here. Throw you down to nerd jail.
I'm looking at the Twitch chat, and yes, guys, Sanctuary Giants, you don't need a stronghold to play Giants at all.
That's a lie. You definitely need a stronghold to play Giants. This man is a liar, and we all know it. And there goes Earth 3. Earth 3 and Swarmling's chances at Earth Cult have been dashed.
Yeah, Ryan clicked that button there. He clicked that I want to think a little before my next move. And he went for the Earth 3.
Yeah.
I hope he has the I assume he did all the math there and determined that he has enough resources for this town. Oh yeah, he 100% does. He can build 3 dwellings and a trading house. Yeah, he's fine.
Minor technical difficulties here. We're back. We're back. Sorry. This game went so long that I was disconnected. The game disconnects you if you don't touch it for 2 hours. So I forgot I have to click on this every once in a while. So now we're back. And oh boy. All right. So how is nerdcube doing then? Like, is he going to be able to make it?
I think nerdcube wins this game.
Really? Okay.
He has so his main competitor here is Nomads.
Yep.
Correct me. I could be wrong about this actually.
I don't think you are, but go on.
Engineers, hold up. I take it back. Engineers are doing better.
Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me and tell me engineers are doing this.
So the reason I said engineers are doing better is they can build 4 dwellings. I don't know how Zoras did this, man. I thought he was boned. But it looks like he can build 4 dwellings, getting down to 2 structures, at least tying for the win with Nomads for the most structures.
Uh-huh.
He has plenty of points. He gets 4 points per dwelling. 4 dwellings, 4 times 4 is 16. I finally figured out how to do math.
That's math.
And that is 16 points. That is 8 and 4. 8 for his bonus style, 4 for Air 1. That is 12 points. Mm-hmm. So 16 plus 12, that's 28 more points so far. He doesn't need shipping. He can send a priest to cult for a point or 2. He's looking at a better game than I was thinking.
It's really funny, like, because as a caster, I feel like I should be unbiased in this, right? But as having a player on my fantasy team, right? I'm just like, go Zoras, go! You can do it, buddy! You can do it! But don't beat Nerdcube. Or at least you gotta get first and second. It's just so funny to think about. It's just so funny, like, how this changes my mindset about these things. And it shouldn't, but it does. I am all in on this.
He's all in on this Zoras Nerdcube combo.
Oh, yeah. And tomorrow, Bowser Hugs is getting in. Like, he is getting so many championship calls.
You asked him about those picks, right?
No. Wait, what do you mean I asked him about these picks? What?
That was on us asking firexed on who to pick. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
That was funny.
Oh,
That
yeah.
draft was very fun. We should have gotten more in there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, next year. Not next year. Next
season.
Next season.
When we do the Fire 3 tournament.
No, it's Fire 2 Open Season 2. Okay. Fire 2 Open
Season 2.
Season 2.
Dude,
Season 1, 2, 3.
I want all econ. I want all econ.
You're allowed to go all econ, as you will be playing in this one, not being.
How far do you
casting.
think I can make it in a tournament without scoring favors?
Am I allowed to play the fifth on this one? Because I would like to say not at all.
I could make it past qualifiers.
I'm gonna say you will probably not make it past qualifiers. You know what? Maybe you make it past qualifiers. I don't think you make it past round of 16 though.
That's
Okay.
fair.
All right. We gotta get back to this game before we go off on too many tangents. Like this game is interesting, and then we're winding it down. We're winding it down, and we're just letting it pass by. Just letting it pass by. All right. So Nerdcube has to take this hex right here. Like he has to take this hex. There's no way he's not taking this hex, right? Yeah. Okay. Good.
Takes the hex.
I can't imagine him not. I'm guessing he was thinking whether or not he wanted to shovel that gray hex next to him to green just to mess with Zoras. But I'm not even sure if that would be worth it. Zoras still gets all the things he needs.
Zoras has 4 grays that he can build on. He only needs to build on 3.
He does.
So he doesn't actually. He doesn't need every single gray.
Okay. This is amazing. This is one of those games where I'm gonna look back and say, man, we were ranting so much we did not catch any of Zoras' catch up.
Yeah, I mean he kind of just did it while you were getting hit by a tornado, and
hey,
it took us all by storm.
The tornado is gone. Thankfully, we're out of tornado out.
Oh, good. That's
great.
Great.
Okay, the tornado is gone. We'll have the hurricane tomorrow.
Oh,
so
well,
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We're all okay here.
We're all okay.
Well, I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm okay at least. Okay, let's say that much. Okay, so now what I'm looking for is Nerdcube going Fire 2? That's my question to myself right now, and it's not even a personal question. It is legitimately, does he need to go Fire 2? And I think the answer is yes.
He's going Fire 2. Unfortunately, that's a point for you in our fantasy league.
It's not even about the fantasy league. I'm legitimately just curious, and I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, I think he 100% goes Fire 2.
Yeah.
But an interesting thing here is who's getting third in network between Ranior and Nerdcube?
I think it's Ranior. It has to be him.
I think it's Ranior too, but Nerdcube could tie him. I think.
Yeah, he could. But will he?
Like if Ranior has 10 structures, Nerdcube could get 2 or 3 more out, and that's probably what his line is. It's Temple, Fire 2, Trading House with his stronghold. He's going to build 2 dwellings, I think, maybe. Oh, he needs shipping for that. I don't know. That's asking a lot, but either way, I really like Nerdcube's spot.
Yeah,
it seems like a win for him.
Yeah. So we see the income favor in round 6. Great time to get an income favor.
Earth 2. What a champ.
I mean, he takes Earth 2 because he needs to go up in Earth, and that's the only favor that exists still. that can do
He
that.
could have taken fire 2 for the crowd.
You could take fire 2 for the crowd. I'm sorry to the crowd.
Sorry, crowd.
Sucks to be you sometimes.
I mean, to be honest, Nerdcube deserves to win this game if he's the only one to take fire 2.
Yep, that's be real.
I mean, it's a fire 2 tournament after all.
Yeah, get your stuff together, guys. All right, so back to this. Back to out of meme land. Okay. All right, so let's see. Okay. So let's look at these points. It looks like Ranior can he get another town?
Yeah, he's getting another town.
Yeah, I guess he's getting another town. I'm not. Yeah, that makes sense. He's getting another town.
Double dig the green, upgrade that to a trading house next to engineers. Double dig the other green, and that's a or this one.
That's beautiful.
See, I think this is wrong.
This is 1,000% wrong.
Because Zoras doesn't have to build that gray hex. Zoras has 2 hexes two other hexes that he can build, so there's no need to build on that one and help out Ranior.
Yeah, I think my big problem with this is what else does it get you? It doesn't really get you anything.
Well, I mean, he's got double dig the green hex.
Yeah, but okay, so let's look at it this way, right? So he double digs either green hex, right? And he still only gets 1 neighbor, no matter where he goes.
Yeah, he's supposed to take the other green. I think this is a misplay.
Yep.
Although he might try to dig this. He doesn't need that many hexes. Yeah, I don't know what he's trying to do. I was thinking maybe he just wants to dig this brown hex on the east for 3 blacks for 1 dig, but like he doesn't need that.
I think what he's doing, if I had to guess, right, it's what Lumen likes to call fancy play syndrome, where he gets a little like thought in his head, and he's like, "How about this?" And then he just like keeps it going, and it goes on for a little too long. It goes on for a little too long, and he's like, "This makes total sense." And you're like, "No, this doesn't really make that much sense." No, it still makes total sense. Don't lie to me.
I feel like you're trying to get your point across about not doing triple econ. I feel like that's what's happening right now.
Oh yeah, don't ever go triple econ. What are you doing with your life if you're on triple econ? If you're not in a training mode.
Let me take it back to how this started. Zoras sent me a message of him playing on Fire and Ice map on Snellman. He's playing Darklings, and he's like, I don't know if I should go for my 3rd econ favor or not yet. It was like round 3, and he was about to build a temple or a sanctuary. He was going to build something for air. He thought about building it for air 2. And now I'm just like, I need to go triple econ.
And I understand your desire to do this, but it needs to be an unranked / training mode game. Okay.
But that's another storyline for Zoras. He's a triple econ master.
Well, he just stole Air Cult from Nerdcube. So
to be fair, that was really his cult.
That was.
He did what he had to get that cult.
Everybody seems to get 1 cult from this. So
yeah, I mean, I've counted Zoras out, and this game might be his.
I'm not going to be upset if it is. I'll tell you that much.
I mean, you're not upset if it's Nerdcube either. So here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
I'm not upset if it's anybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not.
This has been a really good game for everybody.
Yeah, like
we were except Ranior, but he's found his way. He's mucked about, and he's found his way to a good showing.
Yeah. It looks like. Oh God. Oh, I just saw what he has to do. Oh, there we go. There's that fire too. Oh, more beautiful things have never been seen. So we've got Ranior. Okay, here's where bad gets worse, though. Okay, let's take this, right?
I get a point out of this game.
I get it. I get it. Here's where bad gets worse, right? Bad gets worse because Ranior has to upgrade an expensive trading post, and then dig, and then hope that Zoras goes to him. This is just.
Forgot he doesn't have any dwellings.
I think he
He
did
just-
too. Yep, he forgot. He was just forgotten. And that's okay.
This can happen when you get messed with in round one. Sometimes you can lose your focus after a long game where you feel like you've had no chance, and I feel like it's kind of happening here with his dig on the blue and now dig on the green, not realizing that Zoras doesn't actually have to build that dwelling.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
11-point town for firexed.
the firexed take that 11-point town. Oh, that's rough. That's real rough. So what town is our Stormlings getting then?
Probably 8-pointer.
Yeah, he's got to get the 8-pointer, which doesn't
I
feel
mean,
good.
the cult steps don't actually do anything for him, but it's 8 points.
Yeah. 8 points is better than every other amount of points, so.
Well, actually, hear me out on this one.
Okay, go on. I'm hearing you. I'm listening.
Shipping.
I don't hate it.
I don't think he can beat or tie Ranior in network with that, but it's a thought.
I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
I'm glad you don't hate it.
It's a different way to go about things. I'm gonna say he's probably still gonna do the 8 points, but
I agree. I think it's better. I think he is one. Let's see. One dig. Is there any single digs out there? No, it's just double digs.
Just double digs.
3 power to 3 coins. Oh, is he taking a power down?
Well,
no. He's taking the 8-point down. Okay.
Yeah, he's taking the 8-point down. Just gotta do some conversion.
Oh man, he's 1 power short actually. He's 1 power short of getting 2 structures out.
Oh, well, that's rough.
Oh no, I'm wrong again.
Okay,
because he doesn't actually have another shipping. Yeah.
Don't be wrong.
Oh, I'm wrong.
He's gonna get the chipping first, then he can get some structures. If he got shipping, he could have taken Mercy on Ranior and dug that gray. Just so much Mercy. I don't think that he wouldn't have gotten to it in time. But
I want to see more. I want to see more Fire 2.
I think Fire 2 is happening here. Okay. So we see him taking the 8-point town. Pretty stock standard here. Huh. So he's got, that's 8 buildings and 8, 9, 10, it looks like. 10 buildings going to be built.
For Ranior.
Yeah, for Ranior. So
yeah, Ranior should beat nerdcube by 1 structure.
Yep.
So Ranior at 6 network points, 8 points in cults. Or sorry, he has 8 points plus whatever he gets in water cult, which is undefined for now.
Yep.
I mean, Ranior put together a game. I said at the beginning that I didn't count him out, but that he was gonna have a very rough game. And yeah, he was slowed down just enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if he just starts northeast, he's doing much better.
Yep, it's one of those what ifs that you're just always gonna have, and will haunt you for the rest of your days. Such is life. Okay, so what else is happening? Okay, nerdcube's gonna advance on shipping, and then he's gonna attempt to take this blue hex, but we'll see what Ranior has to say about that one. He has nothing to say about it. He has not a thing to say. Yep, we're gonna see
Wait,
Fire
look.
2.
We might see Fire 2. That'd
Oh,
be
we're-
beautiful.
We're 100% seeing Fire 2. There's no way we're not seeing Fire 2 here.
Yeah, I don't see how Ranior doesn't. I don't see how Ranior makes this town without Fire 2.
He doesn't.
But
He just doesn't make it without Fire 2.
yeah, but look at the spectators in the game. There's a ton, more than I've ever seen in any game.
I literally cannot look at the spectators.
Oh.
I cannot see them. They are blocked off my list. How many are we talking? We talking 50 spectators? 60? 70?
No,
So-
the spectators in the actual game on Board Game Arena.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm asking. Like,
1, 2, 3, 4.
yeah, I know there's a lot of them. It's you don't have to actually physically count them. I was just going to arbitrarily high numbers here. Disappointed you didn't run with that.
No, it's 24. I got it. It's 24.
I didn't need the exact number. I just needed a number that was
100.
okay. Good. There we go. 100. We've got 100
200.
spectators on BGA, and it's all because the stream is awful. 39% drop frames. Oh Lord, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. This is so fine. Oh my God, what justice?
No.
What just pure
I think
beauty.
Zoras. Oh, is Zoras trying to get another structure out?
Zoras
to,
is attempting. Oh no, he's getting 2 more structures out. What?
Yeah, he is. I think Ranier's saying that he's typing. I think he may be saying that he was about to single dig that or something with his priest.
Oh
Let's
my.
see. I mean, yeah, I didn't see this. Yeah, Zoras might he might get this. But nerdcube just has so many points.
Does it really have that many more right now?
He's at 15 more.
That isn't nothing, but it's also like Zoras is about to get how many more points? 5 more points?
They both pass for 12. So what? Nerdcube's up 10. Nerdcube gets Nerdcube gets 6 more. Nerdcube outscores Zoras by 6 points in cults. That's Nerdcube's up 11. Zoras is gonna win. Yeah, looks like Zoras wins. If my calculations aren't miserably terrible,
I mean,
like they were earlier this game.
I feel like Swarmlings are theoretically about to dig that Grey Hex though.
Well, no, he didn't. He just increased shipping on his last move.
Okay.
No, he didn't dig it.
He's about to dig it though.
Oh,
He's waiting to
that's
commit.
a good point.
Yep.
Yeah, digging it makes Zoras lose 7 points.
Yep. That's huge.
Oh, yeah, actually lose 8 points. He doesn't get a point for his bonus tile.
Yep.
That's huge. Yeah, that's definitely massive.
And it doesn't lose him a point either.
Yeah. If Nerdcube does that, I think it's his game. If he doesn't, I think it's Zoras.
If he doesn't, we just say collusion. We ban them. We just
collusion against yourself.
Yep. Collusion against yourself, match fixing, and then we just ban them. No, we're no joking about match fixing. There's too little on the line for match fixing. There's just too little on the line.
There is a meal.
There is a meal and a promo faction board, which is super rare. Speaking of which, after this game, we should talk about that, because that is the actual price of this thing. Thank you to Frank Fierlenspiel.
Oh man, that key.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the key is going to be great.
The key fits right in with the Fire 2, because like
that's how you get the towns.
Fire 2 makes sounds, exactly.
Yeah, you gotta get the towns. So yeah.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
While we're waiting for Nerdcube to make the move that should 100% be made, I think what he's doing is he's definitely doing calculations right now. He is 1000% doing calculations to see who's gonna come in first and second, and who's gonna come in third if he does this.
Well, I think Zoras is first if he doesn't do it.
Well, okay. So here's what I'm thinking, right? Here's if I'm in his shoes, right? I'm saying, all right. So I think I can beat Fire. I think I can beat firexed, right? Or firexed, right? Firexed. I think I can beat him in game 2, right? I may not be able to beat Zoras in game 2, right? So if I can come in second and I just king make one of these players, right? Maybe I king make firexed instead, or maybe I king make Zoras instead, right? That's what's going through my head. Or my also calculations would be, if I dig this, do I get third, right? Would I rather
Hey, that's fair. Yeah, that's very fair. I mean, firexed is definitely still in this. No pass style is gonna hinder him, but 120 before endgame. If he digs the hex, that's 15 in network. He has 12, 14 in cults. So that's 29, 120 plus 29 plus whatever he does with these last resources, which looks like shipping.
Yep.
That's 153.
That's a really good score. That's a really good score.
Yeah, these are very high scores. With the Ranior being 15 points behind, 15-ish points behind.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So back to this prize pool, right? So I ended up emailing Frank from Field and Spiel, and I just said, hey, Field and Spiel, the original publisher of Terra Mystica, right? I told them, hey, just want to let you know we have this tournament coming up, and he's like, great, I would like to send you this promo faction board for the Korean launch of the big box, and with all this alternate artwork. And I know about Terra Mystica promos, right? Like, I know that somewhere in this world there is a set of lava dwellings or a set of lava buildings, right? I want it in my life at some point. But I had no idea this promo existed. This Korean promo existed. It's beautiful, and first place gets it. So, very excited about this, and we will eventually show it once we get that shipped in. Also, signed by the designers of the game. Even better, right? So, yep, he's definitely doing those calculations, and it looks like it looks like he finally did that calculation and said, "Yep, we're in." Wow, he went to 18 seconds. He went to 18 seconds on that one.
Yep.
He pulled out the calculator app. The calculator app is up on his.
firexed says that he applauds the move because that gives him 3 points and costs Zoras a lot.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if nerdcube wins this game, if he becomes the Terra Master, over 700 ranking,
over 7? Oh wow. Oh wow, he would become a master at this game.
he probably would be a master, and he's showing that he deserves to be a master with this game.
Yeah. The very tall Swarmlings game, very good Swarmlings game. I like it.
Yep.
I'm still looking at that awkward black hex in the east. The result of, oh, I have one more spade. What do I do with this?
I mean, he was putting that priest to secure water sooner or later, anyways, right? So you may as well get a dig while you can.
Yeah, it's just retrospectively, what's the point? It's a very in retrospect move. So, what we're not going to do is pull a Ranior and try and figure out in-game points ahead of time, right? Because we both know this will make both of us look like fools who don't know how to do basic math.
Oh, because we don't. That's the problem there. I said earlier that round 5 air 1 was 20 points, but it's actually only 16 points.
Yeah.
I can't do 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4.
Those numbers made my head spin, so overall I don't think I can do it either. I think that's my problem as well.
It's been a long day, you know what I'm saying?
It's been a very long day. Turns out that being a producer and a host and a caster and a tournament admin takes a lot out of you.
And being a co-host is nothing like that. And you kind of just sit here and talk.
You just kind of sit there and talk trash about people who are better than you. Yep, sounds about right.
Trash about people not taking triple econ. What a shame.
Well, okay, that's fair. I'm just saying there's a reason that you're sitting here casting with me and these people are playing. All I'm saying.
Because you asked me to cast.
Actually, yes, that is the reason why. It
Dude,
is.
I was so ready to play and cast this tournament.
I would not allow it. I was
Really?
out on that.
You wouldn't allow that?
I mean, I would have allowed it, but I would have just...
That was like the
Would've been
backup plan if we only had like 15 players.
I would have been unhappy with it. Solo casting for 5 hours, I'm out. I need somebody for that. We gotta get somebody here.
I'm not saying you wanted to cast.
Well, that's maybe season 2. We'll discuss that in season 2.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Okay. Oh, they did not upgrade their... That's so interesting. They didn't upgrade shipping. The Nomads didn't.
That's very interesting. He's got a temple. Is he in a temple? What's his play?
I don't know what his play is.
I mean, temple's not worth any points. The priest wasn't worth any points. I think it just cost him a few points game. A few points there.
Yep. Seems about right. Zoras advances on water. I guess that matters. Yeah, that matters. That's like the rudest way to get that, but it is fine.
Alright, it's all coming down to these last few moves, and we'll get the final scores.
Yep. I'm very excited about this. Very excited to see what happens with the rest of the rest of the group. Zoras is about to pass. Ranior passes. And firexed passes. Zoras passes, and we're done. Let's go ahead and see what the final results are. Eight points to the Coals of Water. 3 and 3. Then 8 and 4 and 2. I love that Nomads get 2 points for being on the 1 spot for this.
Ranior just made a really important comment in chat. He said that he's happy that his game plan was loosely the correct game plan, and I agree with that. And he also said that he mismanaging the pass styles in these last 2 rounds is what cost him the game. He didn't get a pass style in the last 2 rounds, and when you look at the differences from bottom to the top, 1 pass style wins him the game, right?
That is absolutely correct, Andrew. Well, it seems that Nerdcube has won game 1, with firexed taking 2nd, Ranior taking 3rd, and Zoras taking 4th. We will be back in just a few minutes with game 2 of the Fire 2 Open Group A.